Good afternoon, it's Friday, September 7. I'm Milton Walker with the Midday News Special. Welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Tempers flared in Chelsea, Irwin, St. James this morning over Wednesday's double fatal shooting by the police. Residents insist 19-year-old Denrick Campbell and 21-year-old Owen Jenkins were killed innocently. TVJ's O'Shane Masters reports.
A car on fire and a padlocked chain blocking a section of the main road in the community of Chelsea, Irwin in St. James on Friday morning. The aftermath of Wednesday's fatal shooting of two young men from the community, which has left residents fuming. They claim that 21-year-old Owen Jenkins and 19-year-old Denrick Campbell were innocent and accused the police of planting the gun found at the scene. Mr. Campbell's mother, Carmen Miller Gardner, told TVJ News that she has not been able to cope with the loss of her son. She says he was her main source of help as she is partially blind.
No, me no know. Me just pop down for Wednesday till now. And me a strong woman, me a 55-year-old. And the place never do me. Me no know what else to do. Why make we can't get justice? Right now, the TV on the fridge top was mine. And I can't get no frequency at my house. And I gave it to Denrick and the police, them stole it away. Because when they went there 4 o'clock, they don't leave. When me go up there the morning, they say me cannot go through because it's a crime scene. Me say, where is my son? They say me have to go up to hospital, go look if I him. Because I don't must him. Police are killing you them with one gun with the same serial number. Whoever.
Find out that.
Them some devil come up, man.
Mr. Campbell's sister, Cadian Blake, laments it's not the first time the police have unjustly killed men in the community.
They killed two up at Irwin Bush the 7th of July and then see a shootout. And they come at the 5th of September. Go kill my brother, Denrick Campbell and Owen Jenkins, a gunman. Say, Mr. Campbell the most wanted. Why wanted for? Why do? Why do what nobody never do? Why they not talk? See, I them went trouble we. I them went trouble we first. So even if what gunman, they don't know gunman. They are no gunman, they are defenders of the earth.
The official police report on the incident did not give details on exactly what happened, except that two men were fatally shot during a confrontation with the police about 3:35 Wednesday morning. The report also adds that the Taurus 9mm pistol and 2 9mm rounds of ammunition were seized. The Inspectorate of the Constabulary, IOC, and the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, are probing the shootings. O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
The body that was fished from the Black River in Magotty, St. Elizabeth has been identified as a female. The autopsy has revealed that the cause of death was by drowning. At the time when the body was taken from the river, residents of the area were convinced it was that of a male. Residents now suspect that the body is that of a female of unsound mind who frequented Magotty, as she has not been seen for some time. It's reported that sometime after 6 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, persons were engaged in fishing along the riverbank when the body was seen floating in the water. An alarm was raised and the Magotty police went to the scene. The unidentified body, which was clad in a black pair of pants and a plaid shirt, was fished from the river by the police with the assistance of residents. However, the identity could not be obtained as the face was partially eaten. The St. Elizabeth police is asking persons in and around Magotty who might have someone missing or can help to identify the body to call 876 965 2026 119 or visit the Magotty police station. Two men were yesterday taken into custody for breaching the Public Health Act after they were caught slaughtering animals in bushes in Brighton on the outskirts of Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth. According to Corporal Desroy Holness from the Santa Cruz Police, residents contacted the station yesterday morning and reported seeing men slaughtering animals in the bushes. Corporal Holness says under the law, butchers are required to report their plans to slaughter animals to their local police station. He says an operation was carried out about 8:30.
On arrival at the location, we saw two men in action with knives, machete, pot boiling with water, and we saw where pigs was hanging and laying down on pieces of board. They were accosted along with the meat taken to the Santa Cruz police station.
Corporal Holness says the animals were not stolen. However, when questioned, the men could not provide receipts for possession of the animals and did not have a butcher's license.
At first, I suspect the animal to be stolen. But on investigation, we realized that these men, is their practice to slaughter and sell these meat which are uninspected and unstamped. It's a trend happening in and around the Santa Cruz area. We have gotten reports. And this morning, with the help of citizens, we have clamped down on one segment of it.
At least one stakeholder in the energy sector says it has no clue about how to engage the Energy Ministry on critical issues relating to the industry. The concerns have arisen since the ministry was moved into the office of the Prime Minister. More in this report.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness took portfolio responsibility for the Energy Ministry on July 4 in the wake of several scandals which rocked the state-owned oil refinery Petrojam in July. However, with Mr. Holness being in charge of the executive as well as several other portfolios, the Jamaica Gasoline Retailers Association, JGRA, says it has been unable to meet with the Prime Minister since he took over the Energy Ministry. And the JGRA President, Philip Chung, says the association has not been told with whom to liaise if it has issues.
We've requested of that portfolio to provide us with a point first. Prime Minister is hard to get a hold of. Not had a response as yet. No pressing matters at the moment, but should it arise, we need to know who to get to.
Mr. Chong says the current arrangement is not suitable.
No, it isn't, because at the present moment the country is heading a certain way with the energy sector. And, there are questions that we have. I mean, a lot of players in the industry rely on us for information. And at the present moment, we're lacking information in that regard.
The Prime Minister now also has oversight of the Science and Technology Ministry following the resignation of Dr. Andrew Wheatley. There have been calls for the Science, Energy and Technology Ministry to be reconstituted and a new minister named. O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
A non-governmental organization, NGO, which has been carrying out social intervention programs in some of Jamaica's most violence-plagued communities, is now worried about how it will continue its work beyond this year. The Peace Management Initiative, PMI, gets about half of its funding from the government through the Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP. However, Deputy Chairman of the Board of the PMI, Horace Levy, says the current financing arrangement for the CSJP is slated to end. The PMI is concerned about its future and is seeking to meet with the government on the matter.
Their funding from the IDB and some other international bodies is coming to an end at the end of this year. And therefore, PMI is concerned where its funding for next year will come from. Due to have meetings with the Minister of National Security and other officials to try to get some.
Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark has reiterated the government's intention to keep inflation low. He said it's the administration's policy to never return the country to the 1990s levels of inflation, which cost so many Jamaican jobs and destroyed businesses. So as Finance Minister, he wants to ensure the central bank plays its role to make the inflation rate more predictable. His comments come at a time of the fluctuation of the exchange rate and gas prices, two markers that have significant bearing on the prices of goods and services.
Sole monetary focus will be on the preservation of purchasing power. What does that mean? It means on strategies to ensure that Jamaican dollars can buy in Jamaica the same basket of goods from year to year.
Dr. Clark was speaking at a Kiwanis Club of Kingston function on Friday. He also alerted members of the public to a new investment opportunity that will present itself in the short term.
Wigton Wind Farm is already in the public domain. An enterprise team was appointed a long time ago, and I believe they're making a lot of progress. And before too long, the opportunity to invest in the only energy company on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the only renewable energy company on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, will become a reality.
Time now for our fact or fiction feature. Fact or fiction. Louise Bennett, Miss Lou, is the first black student to study at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. Find out the answer at the end of the sports segment of our newscast. And in sports, the Reggae Boys have secured 2 more friendly internationals in October. TVJ Sports has learned that the Jamaica Football Federation is making efforts to host both games in rural Jamaica. The first game has been confirmed for October 2 at the Montego-based Sports Complex at Catherine Hall in St. James. It's understood the second game on October 5 could be held at the Draxall Sports Complex. Hopes are that the renovations now underway at the facility will be completed in time to facilitate a rare appearance by the Reggae Boys in St. Anne. The Reggae Boys will take on Ecuador in a practice match today in New Jersey in the United States before returning to Jamaica for their CONCACAF Nations League assignment against Cayman Islands on Sunday. Finally this afternoon, the answer to our fact or fiction feature. Fact or fiction. Louise Bennett is the first black student to study at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. That's a fact. Miss Lou was the first black student to study at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in 1945 in England. During her time in the country, she hosted 2 radio programs for the BBC Caribbean Carnival in 1945 to 46 and West Indian Night in 1950. Miss Lou worked for the Jamaica Welfare Commission from 1955 to 59 and taught folklore and drama at the University of the West Indies. From 1965 to 62, she produced Miss Lou's Views, a series of radio monologues, and in 1970 started hosting children's television program Ring Ding. And that's the Midday News. I'm Milton Walker. Join us at 7 for Primetime News on behalf of the news, sports and production teams. Good afternoon.